Welcome to traumaticbraininjury.com. My name is Stuart Cohen, and I'm here today with Joe Scullin from United Cerebral Palsy of Philadelphia and greater vicinity. Welcome, Joe.
Good morning.
Joe, before we start, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and your background, and UCP and the community it serves.
My name is Joe Scullin. I'm the Director of Community Social Services at United Cerebral Palsy. We serve the southeastern Pennsylvania area. We serve children, adults, and seniors with disabilities and their families in a wide variety of services.
Let's back up for a second. What is cerebral palsy?
Cerebral palsy is a neurological condition that occurs before, during, or shortly after birth. It can manifest itself in a number of different ways, including physical, cognitive, communication deficits. It is generally stable, it's not progressive, and it affects a large number of children and young adults every year.
And the community includes people who have suffered neurological, that is brain injuries, correct?
That is correct. Cerebral palsy is actually a damage to the central nervous system. So it is a brain injury, yes.
And you were saying that you serve children, young adults, and adults. Could you tell us a bit about the community that you serve?
We serve children from the time of birth through school age. We serve school age children through the time they get out of conventional school services. We serve young adults through to the age of 60 about, and then increasingly in the last decade or so, we're serving senior citizens with disabilities now too, because they're in the home in the community.
I think when people think about cerebral palsy, they think just about very young children.
That is true, but as a result of breakthroughs in technology and healthcare, as well as the interest and support for providing services in the home and community, people are remaining out in the world for longer periods of time, and the lifetime has been extended. So we're increasingly growing with that population.
All right, a few minutes more about the United Cerebral Palsy itself. What type of services do you provide to young children through their school years?
United Cerebral Palsy provides preschool services, and early intervention, developmental services. We do consulting with community-based Head Start programs and various education services, and we do consulting with family groups and healthcare settings.
Right. And what about young adults?
Young adults, we provide mostly community-based services to support them in the community. Advocacies concerning healthcare, government benefits, right to education, home, vehicle adaptations, and support to the families and sibling support services to those families.
Give me an example of that. For example, suppose a family has a young child that needs some advocacy for education. What type of role would UCP play in that?
If an individual required or was interested in getting advocacy support for the right to education, we would provide general technical information to the family or those that call and support them in understanding the right to education services, and the various supports a person could get through the education system. Many times that information alone is something the family may already have, or they may have it and they may need additional support. We are capable of doing hands-on support, meeting with the family, reviewing, working with the education team, and being a hands-on advocate with the family in the educational process and through any appeals that may occur.
And that's just one example of the kind
Just
of
a very brief example, yes.
All right. And what type of services do you provide to adults?
For adults, we are capable of providing a wide array of services. In a line program sense, we offer evening and weekend socialization. We offer adult vocational, daycare, mental health counseling, and we also provide living situations under contract with the government for individuals that require out-of-home living but not an institution. From an advocacy perspective, we can assist the adult and their family with a wide range of supports and information, including government health, cash benefits, long-term planning, home vehicle adaptations, advocacy with both private and government insurance, and supports for the family in decision-making and planning as to how families can support their loved one as both the individual with a disability age and the primary caretaker's age too.
Well, that's a mouthful. So let's back up and see if we can just pick up on one example and provide our viewers with some information. I think the one that caught my ear was 9 non-institutional community living situations.
That'd be home and community-based services and supports.
All right, why don't you describe what that service is that UCP provides?
The agency itself can provide home and community-based services in forms of vocational training, vocational supports, and group living situations, but they're small group, 1, 2, 3 people in a site, and we provide 24-hour support for them as opposed to a nursing home or an intermediate care facility. My department, which is the social services department, really gets into the individual being able to access the funding to allow that to occur, and that can involve working with the family and the team to make sure that all existing possible resources are brought in and are utilized. They can include private resources as well as government systems involving things like waivers, and again, you get into home and vehicle adaptations, need for personal care in the home, and such services like that.